Here we're going to focus on perplexity and the importance of utilizing related and also the option to ask a follow-up question. And this is really important for businesses. Most people know that Perplexity is one of the AI engines that is increasingly going to become more important alongside ChatGPT and others, but not many actually look at how they appear when people type certain things into it that are relevant to their business. So I'm going to go through an example here and see how humans would go down a certain path, because humans expect AI to think much more along the lines of what they're trying to think. And it's quite surprising what it comes out with. So I started with a particular topic here, which is divorce listers in Maidstone with good reviews, because that's what someone might search for. But in their mind, they might be thinking of something else. They might be thinking about, say, something to do with their children and how that's going to come out of divorce, but they haven't typed that initially. So we start off with the results it gives us here. And what you'll notice is it lists various company names, but alongside each of these, they've got this one, and it's picking up on this website called Review Solicitors, which is just a website that solicitors can sign up to and obviously have their reviews showing in their website as well as on that Review Solicitors website as well. So what this sort of shows us is that all these number ones is the AI engine is picking up on those particular results as being important. So one thing you could think about is, well, maybe this is a directory we should be listed in within this particular sector anyway. But you also notice there's a company here, an organization here, these solicitors, they are appearing in here with some good reviews. I mean, it shows how many reviews they've got, and there is a link to their website. So that sort of works. However, people might have related questions, or they might have other ones they want to add in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a follow-up one here, and I'm going to focus on a topic of the whole children and what happens to them. So I'm going to say, are there any divorce solicitors in Maidstone who specialise in child custody arrangements? And see what it says to that. And this takes it off down another path, looking at it slightly differently. And as always, it gives you sources. And just so we can see those sources, they're always here in another tab as well. So it makes it easier to get a summary of what's coming up. And again, you can see it's bringing up that particular review site for that. But it's also listing an actual solicitors here, which seems to be coming out quite well so far in these results. There's another sort of general guide there. This is sort of seems to be more of a one national player. And some of these people aren't even in the area. All they've done is they've created a page on their website saying they serve the area, but they're not physically in those locations. And while you could look at the results that come up for your industry and think, well, that's not very fair, why are they even appearing in the first place? The reality is that whether it's AI or Google or whatever, they're finding these things and thinking that they're relevant. So they can still get traffic to their websites, even though it's not specifically what the person was thinking about when they searched for it. But we go down here and we've got this follow-up question here. We're thinking about child custody arrangements and we're looking for a bit more information. So what we could do is we could read through this, see what they're saying about it, see if it resonates with us. And it needs to resonate enough to get a click through. So this one talks about children disputes following separation or divorce. They offer initial appointments, and there is a link off to their website. So someone might actually get the click as a result of that. And as long as that website actually performs once they get there and answers their questions about, related to children, then they will gain the inquiry potentially. But what people can also do is look at these related things, because then it's talking about what experience do they have? Do they offer mediation? How do they handle these things? These are all questions that are in people's minds, or they probably weren't in people's minds, but when they start seeing this stuff, they're going to start clicking through to it. So let's have a look at one of these here and open it up. What it's doing is you can see it actually doing its work in the background there. In this case, it's using a thing called ProSearch. This isn't a paid version of Perplexity, but it's obviously doing something slightly different here in what it's looking up. It's actually going quite slow in this particular case, so it must be a reason for doing that. It's quite interesting how it's actually, you see it building things up as it's going through to end up with the final outcome here. So they say all these have got experience with child custody cases, and it starts to list them there. And what happens is you'll start to see certain ones appearing repeatedly in these results. But you can carry on and forever with this and keep on typing other things and keep clicking on these related things and even going down another path. So, for example, I might say something like, let's just try something here. Can I get a free initial consultation with a divorce solicitor? I don't have to say Mason. I could say with one of these solicitors, but let's be as specific as we can to help the AI along. And then all of a sudden, you're getting different things coming up here. That's very similar to what it was before. But interestingly, it's on there, but it's not it does actually come here for a more specific consultation. You could consider them initial appointment starting. You've got a price in there. You've got someone else in there. But whatever resonates with people is what's going to get them to click on those particular things. Now, I could add something else onto the end of that, thinking, okay, that's sort of interesting. I can get a free consultation with one of these. I might think, okay, what are reviews? Because I'm going down even deeper, like for those last 3 solicitors. Because I don't want to waste time and make contact with people that aren't very good. So what else it'll do is it'll go off and it'll start breaking down that information here. And here we go. This is what it's come up with as the final thing. And people will look at these and think, okay, interesting. There's these people. This is what's been said about them. These ones, there's actually some quotations in there. It's picked stuff up from Trustpilot in this particular case by the looks of it. And there's these ones that have been quite consistent as we've been looking through. It will even surface things like a negative review in some cases. So you've got to watch out for that. Reinforces the importance of keeping those reviews up. But you see where this is going. People will use the related and the ask follow-up within engines, whether it's Perplexity or other systems, because that's what they expect to do. Now, you can't do that easily in Google. It won't let you go down to that level of depth. And the takeaway from all this is for organizations just to be typing things into these engines, thinking about what your potential customers are going to be typing, and then thinking, well, will they just make contact for the first thing they see, or are they going to start going deeper and start clicking on the related things or asking follow-ups? So really putting yourself in the shoes of the potential customer. And if you don't appear, then it's literally a case of making sure that you do things with your website and your reviews, etc., which is effectively normal SEO type stuff, just to make sure that you do appear, and obviously get expert advice if you need that.